These 5 are the worst mistakes you could make on your US visa applications, due to which students are being rejected on a daily basis now. And today I'm going to be targeting those exact mistakes in front of you that we have seen hundreds of students make again and again and again, and they make it so much simply because there's not enough resources online about this after the new visa portal has arrived. Remember that the US visa portal moved from a perfectly working portal to a new buggy portal, which also has quite some limitations in the end, and we're going to be talking about those in this video. Let's get right into it. The first mistake, well, it may not be the biggest, but it is a mistake, is to enter the wrong DS-160 number on your visa portal. So what happens is, after you fill up your DS-160 on the visa portal, when you basically go ahead and enter your DS-160, sometimes you realize, hey, I submitted my DS-160, but that information on that was not correct. So maybe you submit a new DS-160. But what happens is, after you book an appointment through this new portal, you cannot change the DS-160 number anymore. And until the last portal, at least, this was possible. Even 1-2 days before your appointment, you could do that. But now, unfortunately, it's not possible. That means that if you go ahead with this kind of form at your biometrics appointment, what they will do is they will send you back and they'll ask you to book a fresh appointment. Now, listen up. This is one of the only mistakes in this video that can be fixed easily, and there's a way to do that. When you go on to the biometrics appointment, take your old DS-160 confirmation and new one as well. Take both of them and they will then fix it for you at the biometrics appointment itself. And the screenshot that I'm sharing with you also shares the same information directly from the US visa portal. So if they deny it, if they ever say something that's along the lines of go back, you can always show them the screenshot and say that this is as per the official website and I'm entitled to it. Number 2, wrong passport number. Now this was one of the major frauds, major issues that were basically banned and shut down by the US visa embassy, in that people were basically booking group appointments, consultants were doing group appointments for students who were not even related to each other. Now, group appointments is the #1 way to get rejected. I'm extremely against them, but consultants keep on doing it simply because it's a simple way for them essentially to work through the process. Now, the way this works is that they were basically taking up fake passport numbers, they were adding up and they were getting the appointments in advance. And later on, when the students came to them, they will enter the changed passport number of the student and then basically give them the appointment for a higher price. After the latest embassy appointment, it has been made clear that after booking the appointment, whatever passport number has been entered in there is final. Now, even if the student himself or herself wants the passport number to be altered, it's not possible. And it means that you will lose out on that MRV fee entirely. You will have to basically pay the MRV fee again and then create an account again. And then from there, you'll be able to actually go ahead and book another appointment, but you have already spent another time the whole MRV fee at that point. Third biggest mistake is incorrect data on your DS-160 form. Now, a lot of times students are not sure of what to enter in certain locations and they just use their guesswork framework essentially to move forward with the form, simply because it's a long form. There's a lot of things to be filled. But essentially the technique over here that is getting you rejections is this guesswork technique. If you don't know something, make sure you check a credible source online, you connect with me or my team, or what you have to do is you have to make sure that you connect with the visa authorities on this, but don't enter information that is incorrect. Also, at the same point in time, don't try to conceal information. A lot of students try to conceal information. They have their family members already in the US, but they would rather try not to show them. And mistakes like these, they are almost irrevocable. You can't really take them back. And what that means is, if you go with that kind of a DS-160, essentially, there are chances that you will come back home with your passport back in your hands without the stamping done. This rejection, of course, is generally always a 214B. Limited cases 221Gs are also there when they need additional information, but usually 214B, which means that you almost as good as have no chance of recovering, unless of course you're working with someone experienced on it and trying with very vigorously, because rejected slots are very difficult to find. Fourth issue, no-shows. I cannot believe how careless some people can be, because I remember this has happened twice last year with me, not even once. One person kept on sleeping on the day of their visa interview. Can you imagine that? They were sleeping on the day of their visa interview. They just overslept. and maybe they were preparing too late in the evening, but doesn't matter, you can't do that. The other person, they were just too late to reach the embassy. They reached by the time that the embassy had stopped doing appointments. Their appointment was in the afternoon. Doesn't matter. If you are in such a situation and you happen to be a no-show case, rest assured it's very difficult for you to find another appointment for the next 1 year. The US has severe penalties on that, so avoid it. Make sure that you don't make this mistake. It's a silly mistake, but you cannot imagine how many people do this every year. Finally, point number 5 is to not prepare for your visa interview. The visa officers now are stricter than ever as compared to in the last 5-6 years I've been in this business. I can tell you for sure, this is the hardest time to get the visa slot, and secondly, this is the hardest time to actually get the visa stamped on your passport. So if at all you're not prepared, there's free videos on my channel you can take a look at. I have a whole playlist on this. You can take a look at which exact questions they ask, how to tackle those questions, how to answer them, and if even that is not enough, you can connect with me and my team directly, one-on-one. We can train you on what is the right answer for your specific case, and then we'll train you, do a couple of mock rounds, and that's when we'll leave you that, okay, now you're ready, you go ahead and interview. But this is one of the biggest mistakes again, where people are losing out on their money, time, effort, which you can save easily by just a little bit of preparation with people who are experienced and have been doing this for years. You can take a look at the US Visa mock interview service if you'd like my team and my support on this, and of course I wish you all the best. Don't make these 5 mistakes. If you're not getting the slot, if you're having issues, connect with me on Instagram. I keep on updating you over there as to when they open up, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye and take care until then.